What is up, everybody? We may finally be back after days, a week in total, of trying to figure out what in God's name was going wrong with my computer. We finally might have got the solution. So after just trying everything in the book, doing everything I possibly could, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hard reset this thing. Hard resetted it, and boom. I think it's working now. So I think we're good. I think we're solid. I think we finally figured it out. I'm so sorry for being gone that long. I didn't want to. I was going to stream and stuff, but my motivation was like shot because I recorded so many videos over that time span. And then you go in to edit them, and none of them are functional at all. You can't use them at all. You sat there talking for like a total of 2 hours, and none of them worked. Not a single video worked. So it was pretty frustrating. I'm going to go back and be doing a topic that I recorded 3 previous times, but this time I'm just going to be more motivated to record this video because I'm pretty sure I fixed the problem. So there's not going to be any worry. I'm not going to be sitting there like, oh, this isn't even going to work. I think we got it. I think we finally fixed the issue. Just completely wiped everything on my computer, so I lost everything. But at the same time, I got everything back. So we should be good. We should be okay. Lost all of my stuff. Got to re-download and reinstall everything, but that's okay. I just wanted to be able to record videos, and now that I'm able to do that, we are going to be talking about why I think the New Orleans Saints will win Super Bowl 54. I did this last year, and we didn't win Super Bowl 53. But we made it to the NFC Championship. So if this video is a good luck charm, expect this coming out every single year. Hopefully this will be able to, open your guys' eyes, and even if you're not a fan of our team, hopefully this will open your eyes and see that the New Orleans Saints are legitimate Super Bowl contenders, despite what a lot of people are saying about our receiving core being weak, about certain things being weak. I think we are Super Bowl contenders, and I think we do win it this year while we still have the chance. So with all of that being said, let's start talking about it. So the first thing I like to put in any video talking about why the Saints will do good at anything, the first thing I always put in no matter what is Drew Brees. Drew Brees, obviously, is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Not of his generation, of all time. Drew Brees is the all-time passing yards leader, all-time completion percentage leader, and soon-to-be all-time touchdown pass leader, which, when you're a quarterback, I don't know what else you could look for that is too important other than those 3 stats. Those are the 3 key ones, and Drew Brees is about to lead every single one of them for all of NFL history. It's insane. It truly is how good Drew Brees is. And with all of that being said, I truly believe that no matter what, as long as we have Drew Brees on the team, we have a shot. Drew Brees has proven to be one of the most hard-fighting, hard-hitting, smart-minded, high IQ, high football IQ quarterbacks I have ever seen in my life. He is truly a work of art. The way he puts that extra touch on his passes, it's insane. Along with the Drew Brees, the obvious, people have been stating that he is dropping off after seeing his decline in production after the Cowboys game last year. If you go back and look at not just the numbers but also the film, you would understand that the only targets Drew Brees were able to throw to were undrafted free agents. Michael Thomas was literally locked down, double covered every single game, and Drew Brees had to try to bail himself out using I'm not going to call them sorry, but they're not the greatest. They haven't developed. They don't really know how to get open. The NFL environment for them is just a little too hard to handle. They're just not used to it. So Drew Brees having to rely solely on undrafted free agent wide receivers. Ted Ginn was hurt for a very long time. He literally couldn't do anything. And it's not because Drew Brees is declining. It's because those receivers literally could not get open. We played a very good stretch of defenses in the final half of the season after we played the Atlanta Falcons on Thanksgiving, where Drew Brees set the record for most touchdown passes to undrafted free agents in a single game. So there was an obvious reason as to why Drew Brees' production dropped. I'm not worried about it at all. I still think he can throw a decent deep ball. He's extremely accurate still, and he can lead us to win games. So one of the things that will push us to win Super Bowl 54 is the greatness and the football IQ of Drew Brees himself. Whenever there's Brees, there's a chance. Another element to winning the Super Bowl that seems to increase every single year is the coaching staff. The coaching staff has always been pretty decent. Sean Payton has been a great coach since he came to New Orleans in 2006, but we've added other key pieces to the coaching staff that I would like to talk about. So let's talk about Sean Payton first. I have a couple of things written down to kind of highlight the accomplishments of Sean Payton. Sean Payton came into New Orleans in 2006 and has led the Saints to 7 playoff berths. The New Orleans Saints have won the NFC South 5 times since Sean Payton has come into New Orleans, 2 of them being in back-to-back years, literally last year and 2017. Sean Payton also got the New Orleans Saints their first franchise Super Bowl win and has a 118-74 total record. With all of that being said, he's also 18-8 versus the Atlanta Falcons. So he's out here single-handedly reviving the series record versus the Atlanta Falcons, winning us a Super Bowl, coaching us to division titles. He's doing everything a coach should. Sean Payton has brought out 2 back-to-back playoff berth seasons. It has been a very phenomenal run for this guy. Sean Payton is an offensive guru, one of the best offensive minds in football. It is ridiculous. You watch that man coach, it's like everything he does works. 99% of the times, Sean Payton does things that nobody else would do, and they work. Do you remember the onside kick call in Super Bowl 44? The New Orleans Saints have benefited so much from Sean Payton's arrival. Whether people say, oh, he's led you guys to 3 straight 7-9 seasons, 7-9 this, 7-9 that, you have to go back and look at the defensive side of the ball. And while I'm talking about the defensive side of the ball, one thing that's going to take us to the Super Bowl next year is the defensive side of the ball. And you want to know why? Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen has been one of the most productive defensive coordinators New Orleans has ever had in the past 2 seasons. I'm going to read you all. I have some things written down just like I did with Sean Payton, and I'm going to read these out for you guys. In 2015, when Dennis Allen stepped up from defensive assistant to defensive coordinator, the New Orleans Saints finished dead last in defensive totals. That's a given. It was a new defensive coordinator, first year on the job. Couldn't really do much with all those moving parts, young players that he didn't know, all of that nonsense. It's just a bunch of stuff that wasn't meant to be that year. In 2016, the New Orleans Saints took a step up and finished 31st in defense, which was still fairly bad, but with the amount of odd draft picks, moving parts, young players, things that shouldn't have been there, being there, it's kind of a given that the defense would have been fairly bad. In 2017, Dennis Allen took the biggest leap of his entire career. He formed our 31st in defense to the 10th ranked defense in the NFL, with Marshawn Lattimore winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Whether you can say this was off of good draft picks or good free agent acquisitions, which, fair enough, those things did help, Dennis Allen still coached this defense, still put them out there and allowed them to play how they wanted, make the plays they wanted to make, putting everybody in situations in which they are comfortable in hopes of them showing out, and they did. Along with Defensive Rookie of the Year, the New Orleans Saints defense was ranked 3rd in interceptions in 2017. Such a huge leap from 2016. In 2018, the New Orleans Saints defense was ranked 14th in the NFL total, number 7 after Week 10. The New Orleans Saints have been such a all-around good team the last couple of years, and a lot of that has been attributed to the defense. The defense was bailing us out of some games last year. Do you remember the 2018 divisional round where Marshawn Lattimore picked off Nick Foles and ended up winning and sealing the game for us? The defense has done so many things for us over the past couple of years. The sack on Cam Newton that won us the wild card game in 2017. Von Bell breaking through. Cameron Jordan cleaning up his mess. Literally, the coaching staff has improved so much, and if we go to the Super Bowl, which we will, the New Orleans Saints are winning Super Bowl 54, that's going to be one of the key reasons why. Another thing I'd like to talk about is how good of a free agency the New Orleans Saints had. They picked up Nick Easton, which really wasn't that big of a deal. He was a panic move more than anything, but they also signed Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray is a very, 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 very talented player. He's big, strong, fast, athletic, and he's going to be taking the place of Mark Ingram. We also signed Marcus Sherrills, who is an amazing punt returner, who will be taking the place of Tommy Lee Lewis, who sucked. I hate Tommy Lee Lewis. He sucked. So having one of the best punt returners in the NFL is sure to help because we've never had a good punt returner. The main free agent acquisition, though, that the New Orleans Saints made was signing homeboy Jared Cook. Jared Cook had 800 yards and 6 touchdowns in Oakland with Derek Carr on one of the most dysfunctional organizations in the league. I could talk about Jared Cook for hours upon hours upon hours, talking about how much he's going to open up the seam game, talking about how much he's going to help Michael Thomas, relieve pressure off of Drew Brees, give Drew Brees another big open target, let all of our receivers get laid off a bit. Not having a tight end threat last year killed us. We had Benjamin Watson. He was 156 at the time on his 18th child. And then he fake retired and then went to the Patriots. We had Josh Hill. He's nothing special, in my opinion. I like the guy. He's a solid player. He's a pretty good dude, but he's nothing special. He'll get you the plays he needs to get sometimes, but he's not one of those players that'll go out there and do what Jared Cook does. He's not a extremely solid receiving threat. Having Jared Cook is eliminating all of the problems we had in last year's playoffs. And you know what we would have done if we didn't have those problems in last year's playoffs where Michael Thomas had 30 yards in the NFC Championship game? We would have won the Super Bowl. Giving us Jared Cook is the biggest mistake the NFL has ever made. This is going to be the deciding factor on if we get to the Super Bowl or not. Will Jared Cook play well? He doesn't need to play good. He just needs to be a threat. Adding Jared Cook is going to push us over the hump, and I've never been more confident saying that. Watch out for the New Orleans Saints winning Super Bowl 54. Let's get on to the next thing I want to talk about. Along with Jared Cook, the New Orleans Saints are going to be playing mad. They are going to be, pardon my French, pissed off. They're going to be playing angry, and I have never been more excited to see us play. You could say that we could have come back playing, mad after the Minneapolis Miracle, but that wasn't something we could really be mad about. You can be sad about that all you want. A player messed up. That you can't be mad at the NFL for a player messing up. But when a referee, multiple referees, blow a call, proceed to not change the blown call, and then completely ignore your plea for just doing something about it, they're going to be playing mad. They could say to the media that they're going to forget about it all they want. They're going to be playing mad. Them playing angry is going to push us to a few more wins and, probably a Super Bowl victory. The last topic I would like to talk about is probably the most important. This is me talking about the raw talent / completeness of this team. It is quite ridiculous how complete and how talented this team is. Quarterback, Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, Teddy Bridgewater. Wide receivers, Michael Thomas, Traquan Smith, Cameron Meredith, Ted Ginn Jr., Lil Jordan Humphreys, Keith Kirkwood. All of these solid players. Tight end, Jared Cook. The offensive line, Eric McCoy, Ryan Ramczyk, Teron Armstead. Our team is stacked. One of the things I'm most excited for is our defensive line. It's so talented. You have one side, Cameron Jordan. One side, Marcus Davenport. You have Malcolm Brown, Sheldon Rankins, all of these solid David Onyemata, defensive tackles. Patrick Robinson is coming back from injury. Eli Apple is a solid second corner that proved his worth last year. Marshawn Lattimore is a lockdown number one. Marcus Williams is solid. Chancey Gardner-Johnson can come out and make a splash. This team has so much talent, even on special teams. Thomas Morstead, Will Lutz, the highest paid kicker in NFL history. Justin Hardy, Chris Banjo. There are so many players within this team that just excite me. We are so talented. We are loaded. We didn't rebuild. We reloaded. This team is deadly. Watch out. I'm telling you, the New Orleans Saints will be holding the Lombardi Trophy. They will be Super Bowl champions next season. Don't question me on it. I thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Click subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell, comment, do all that fancy jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.